as this project, the Intercontinental Resort in Danang, is the most extensive project that we've ever built. We are going to organize this video into 10 small tours to help you understand in depth the considerable thought and planning that goes into making such ventures possible. The temple tour. Temples, chetties, wats, shrines, sanctuaries, and palaces are clearly the most expressive form of vernacular architecture found in Asia. Temples, as they are built by the community for the community, have the most energy put into them. The best materials are used and the best craftsmen employed. Thus, it would make sense for us to study in depth the temples of Vietnam before embarking on the crafting of our latest work, the Intercontinental Danang. And this is exactly what we did. The shrines and courtyard palace architecture of Hue taught us the most. The delicate temples of Hoi An were inspiring, while the temples of Hanoi were also influential. The Hard Hat Tour. This tour lets you in on some of my planning principles, like the popular Nam Tram, which connects the lobby to the beach some 80 meters below. Years ago, we finished the charming Four Seasons Koh Samui, which is also built on a very steep seaside slope. While very successful, the number one complaint is the long time that it takes to get a buggy to go anywhere. Here in Danang, I thought that if we plan all of the guest rooms and the public areas on 4 relatively flat streets that connect to the funicular, the Nam Tram, then the problem might be solved. This public transport has also helped move guests through the site efficiently, from sea to earth to sky, and finally, to heaven. The village tour of Ba Trang. This tiny village of potters, just outside of Hanoi, had a huge influence on our decorative designs. Ba Trang is a village of perhaps 20,000 artists, all madly producing an unbelievable plethora of form. Not only was their finished product inspiring, but also the haphazard, organic way in which they have built up their village. I fell in love with the tall, skinny kiln chimneys and built a replica on the way down to the toilets of Citroën. They were more than receptive to make anything, absolutely anything, out of ceramic. We made picture frames, door frames, wallpapered walls, all with their wonderful wares. Monkeys. Everybody loves a cheeky monkey. The Intercon is built on Son Tra Peninsula to the north of Danang, which is a huge 10,000 hectare tract of land that until recently was controlled by the army. It remains largely pristine with enormous ficus trees and a group of one of the most endangered primates in the world, the red-shanked duke. With very sharp trained eyes and binoculars, you might be able to see these beauties from the hotel, and if you're really lucky, the group will come right up to the hotel. But in 9 years that I've been there, I've only ever seen this happen once. It is after these very rare chaps that I have named the bay Monkey Bay, and used their image in a variety of forms and styles. The Summit Tour. At the highest point of our property, we have built a cutting-edge conference center I named the Summit. The reception is an octagonal cupola with 8 giant gold pineapples, the symbol of international hospitality. The ballroom with its bevy of meeting rooms are equipped as the world's finest, as Sir Tony Blair and the world's most moneyed and influential people in the world experienced in the early 2013. But it's not the ballroom that I'm most proud of. It is the multi-roomed backup facilities of Cheeky Monkey and its theater that gives Summit the teeth. Cheeky Monkey was conceived to be a night venue / incentive group party space far from the rest of the resort, and thus allowing more than the usual goings-on. The restaurant tour might take 4 hours if properly done. Let's start at the top and work our way down in all of 90 seconds, shall we? At the top of the hill with the best views and next to the lobby is Citron, or Lime in French. And it is our main restaurant, open all the time, and it serves a variety of meals. But the thing that makes Citron tick is its giant coffee station, serving all teas and coffees imaginable, and its fresh fruit drinks kiosk, taking center stage within the central space. Moving down the hill but significantly up in price is La Maison 1888, which is a mansion seemingly built in 1888 by a family of misfits, each having a room as quirky as the next. Michel Roux, the famous 5-star Michelin chef, prepares meals here, and the atmosphere is vibrant, as this place is always busy. On the beach, we have a Toes in the Sand restaurant we call Befittingly Barefoot. The spa tour. Perhaps this is the most expensive and most elaborate spa that we've ever designed. Currently, it's up for the Asia Spa Best Design Award for 2014. I wanted this spa to be very different from the hotel, as the spa should be perceived as being more special in a way. Otherwise, why leave the hotel? The main inspiration of the spa was the Quonset huts used for aircraft in the Vietnam War. A strange inspiration, but the simple arching form works so well with the Noguchi 1950s modern style of furniture that I am so fond of. The patina green of the bronze-clad roofs and the black ceramic also work so very well together. Now for the interiors tour of the rooms and other public spaces. As the temples of Vietnam are largely black and white after yin and yang, so are our interiors. While in the beachside pool villas, we stuck strictly to black and white. The other guest room types, we added one very bright accent color. The Presidential Suite is an amazing 4-bedroom luxury villa set on the rocks right above the surf. I love the huge white lantern that just barely fits and hangs above the round dining table in its own pavilion. The kids' room with gorgeous jungle-like mural on the back wall is also worthy of a second glance. My favorite guest room, however, is the Atrium Suite, as it is primarily indoor-outdoor space. The floor-to-ceiling here is very generous, and the look, I think, is just right. This project was the most homemade for us in that we made over 700 original pieces of art that came from our art studio in Bangkok. We rendered some 40 drawings in pen and ink of all the birds in Vietnam and backlit them for the ceiling of the pantry at Citron. We made over 100 individual monkey busts, all different, each with their own character for the Cheeky Monkey Bar. And we painted directional signage, huge canvases to adorn the public spaces. We painted in watercolor the nature of Vietnam for the guest rooms. This section alone could be an hour's video. At last, but not least, our toilet tour. Yes, the toilet tour. Have you ever been to a nice restaurant and had someone return to the table and says, "You gotta go look at them toilets, they're incredible." I love surprising guests with toilets, as everyone expects that one place to be a bit normal, but not me.